Hello and welcome back to Incoming. My name is Jasmine.
I'm Jenna.
I'm Laurel.
So last week I was not here because unfortunately I actually tested positive for COVID. So wear a mask, stay home, save lives. And before anyone calls me out for partying due to incubation periods, it was probably due to my mother's job. Speaking of her job, she worked as an election judge. Speaking of the election, Joe Biden is president, and for the first time in 4 years, I feel like I can breathe. All right, going into TV. While I was sick, I did start watching. Well, I didn't start watching it. I kind of finished watching it, but I was rewatching it at the same time. Designated Survivor. If you have not watched that show, ooh, you have to watch it. I am currently trying to convince Laurel and Jenna to watch it, but just neither of them are taking my suggestion.
It's just not gonna happen from me. I have a very long list of television that I need to get through. Jazz, I'm so sorry. I'm in the middle of watching New Girl. When I finish that, I'm gonna watch The Crown, and then I'm gonna watch You, and then I'm gonna watch All American. So
Don't watch me.
not
Shut up.
you, bitch.
See, Jenna got the joke.
Yeah, I understood the joke. It just wasn't funny.
All right, now taking us to Thursday night television. There are two shows that have been in the news a lot. Jenna, if you want to take it from here.
I am destroyed and ravished, and I'm so upset. Okay, so today on the day we were filming or recording this, it is November 20th. It's Friday, which means yesterday was the series finale of Supernatural. Now, I haven't been caught up with Supernatural since episode 13, which was Destiny's Child. So I had stopped watching at that point because none of the other episodes were on Netflix and COVID, and they just recently started filming again. And they finally started reshooting and airing episodes, and I just didn't catch up because I'm so bad with catching up with weekly TV. I just binge and go. And then finally, we got to a certain episode. It was episode 18, and Twitter erupted because after 15 years, or well, technically 12 years of them queer baiting Destiel, it finally became canon. And then he died. Well, spoiler alert, but Kaz died, and I was so I it was I wasn't ready, and I already knew it was gonna happen, but I wasn't ready when I watched it. And then finally, fast forward to yesterday, I decided, okay, all the episodes are out, I'm gonna watch it. And I knew it was gonna happen. And I was still so upset. And then episode 19 happened, and I'm just like, oh, where's my son? He's not there. He never came back. But Lucifer did for some reason. I mean, I guess. And then episode 20. Episode 20 felt like watching season 8 of Voltron all over again. It was the worst. I cannot believe this happened. Like, why? I mean, it was a long time coming that one of the Winchesters was gonna die, but he he died because of a rusty nail, and I'm like, oh, what? I hate the writers. Jensen Ackles himself did not like this ending. I don't like this ending. Cass never came back. 12 years on this show, and Misha Collins wasn't even in the finale. Like, what? I
Hold
hate
on.
it.
They killed someone with a rusty, because of a
Yeah, I was
rusty
gonna say,
nail.
isn't their whole thing that they can't die or like they keep killing each other?
Okay, let me explain that. The whole Dean has died in the show over 100 times because of a specific episode where he just kept dying over and over again. But
Mm-hmm.
the thing is that the final season, season 15, was about their fight against God because God was the big bad for this season. And basically during the season they found out that they never really had any free will because they introduced God. His name is Chuck. I hate him. And
God's name is
yeah,
Chuck.
yeah, his name is Chuck, and he's annoying. But they basically introduced him early in the show, like midway through the show, as this dude who's writing the supernatural books. And then we later, and people think that he's like a prophet of the Lord, but then we found out that no, he's not a prophet of the Lord. He is the Lord. And it was this whole thing where he was writing Sam and Dean's story to be how he wanted it to be. And then in episode 19 they finally defeated him and they took away his like god powers, so he basically wasn't god anymore. So, and then Sam and Dean were fighting vampires. Like it was such a mundane ending. That's like what was the problem. It was such a mundane ending, and it didn't feel like character development over like literally 15 seasons. I saw someone on Tumblr say that you could watch the pilot episode and the finale with nothing in between and nothing would have been different, which was really upsetting. So essentially what happened was they were fighting in a barn, and one of the pillars in the barn had like a really big rusty nail sticking out, and Dean was fighting a vampire and he got stabbed in the back of the nail when he got pushed against the pillar, and then he just died. There was this whole speech and he just died.
Uh, so he's dead.
So he's like dead, and
Huh.
and this was like 15 minutes into the episode.
15 minutes in?
Exactly. He died, and I was just like, there's like another 25 minutes of episode left. What could possibly happen? And they put Jared Padalecki in this terrible wig because they wanted to make him look like an old man and look like a Party City wig. And then literally one of the three, like one of the main characters out of the three main characters wasn't in the finale. Like they mentioned him in passing. They never acknowledged the big old gay love confession. Just never acknowledged it. Just never.
I loved watching your stories last
Oh
night.
my God.
Or I didn't watch them last night. I actually watched them this morning while I was in a sales call. Side note, I am in a mock business class today. We had this sales call thing. Anyway, so I was in a sales call and I was watching it and I was trying so hard not to laugh because it was so funny. Because like I watched like the first season of Supernatural, but it wasn't really my thing. So like I knew like almost everyone you were talking about. So it was funny.
Yeah, I think some of the highlights of it was me complaining that they killed the dog because the dog died and it
That's
was
one of
so
the
upsetting.
highlights.
It's a long story. I think one of my favorites was me doing like the peace signs, and the caption was, "You think you can hurt me? I'm watching Supernatural in 2020."
That was funny. That made me laugh.
And there was this one of me going, They just killed off a dog. I officially hate this show." And then there are two back to back of me looking extremely distressed, going, "Kaz?" And then the next one is me looking even more distressed and going, "Lucifer!" Because they brought him back for some reason. He's been dead for like a season and a half and brought him back. Not one of the main characters, no.
Yikes. That's
And
yikes.
there's one of me like in my hood with it like pulled, with the hoodie strings pulled and tied up, and it was just me going, "Oh, so they're just getting pummeled," and Jack, the fourth main character, is just standing there not doing anything. And then me looking surprised, going, "Oh, maybe not." And then just like, what's happening? It's just snap after snap after snap after snap of me just getting even more and more and more distressed.
We don't stand, but like we stand, you know?
Yeah. Anyway, go talk about Grey's Anatomy.
Okay. So many thoughts. Oh, I gotta edit that out. Okay, wait. We had a timeline footer. Jenna done with Supernatural, just so I know where to cut it. Or not cut it, but add like my little warning. Okay. I thought Laurel was gonna start this conversation, but
Do you want me to?
yeah, that's why did you see my text in the chat? I said you should start talking because I've been talking a lot.
Oh, no, I didn't read it. I was just gonna let you because I talk for 45 minutes every podcast, but I'll start it.
Okay.
So yeah, we definitely need to talk about Grey's Anatomy. If you have not watched is this season 17? If you have not watched the first 3 episodes of season 17, do not
Turn off.
skip. Hello, Derek Shepherd.
Derek Shepherd is back. Well, he's not back, but he's back.
He's still dead, but he's there.
Wait, Derek. That's what's the guy from Enchanted? Thought he was dead.
Yes, Patrick Dempsey.
I couldn't remember his name. I was just like the guy from Enchanted.
And this is huge because the whole reason he ever left the show was because him and Shonda had beef.
I know.
And now he's back?
He is. Oh my god. The pure rush I had going through my fucking body when at the end there, when I saw Derek. Oh, what?
I was sitting there watching with my mom, and like she ends up on the beach, and Meredith ends up on the beach, and so they start panning into Derek, and I was like, oh, like I could tell it was Derek.
Yeah.
But I thought it was like, that one episode, the Day of the Dead episode, when they kind of like spliced everyone in from different scenes?
Yep.
That's what I thought it was.
I thought that they weren't going to show the actor up close. I thought it was just someone that looked like him from behind,
Mm-hmm. But then like they zoomed in on his face, and I was like, hold on, he's old. No offense to Patrick Dempsey,
but he's aged.
But a person ages a lot in 6 seasons.
Yeah, like
literally, I'm shook.
Oh my god, and like, oh my god, it was just so shocking. And now someone else is gonna come back next week.
And I like the whole idea of the beach, that it's going to be this obviously it's going to be this overarching metaphor throughout the entire season.
Yeah.
But it stresses me out.
I mean, this has to be the last season if they're doing this, right?
Yeah, because if they're bringing back all these, like, because I sent you the IMDb screenshots. Let me just pull those up really quick so I can kind of read off what I saw, just in case anyone's listening and they didn't hear it. So it says that Dr. Izzy Stevens, her last episode is in 2020. Dr. Stephanie Edwards' last episode is in 2020. Dr. Derek Shepherd, 2020. Callie's last episode is 2020. Arizona's last episode is 2020. Christina's last episode is 2020. Ellis's last episode is 2020. Denny's last episode is 2020. And Adele's last episode is 2020. And also Dr. Shane Ross and Joe the bartender.
Like, oh my god. It has to be the last season. Like, they're gonna just kill Meredith at the end. This is my prediction. Mm-hmm. But I don't think any of the people you named are the people she's gonna see on the beach next.
No. I think like characters like Denny and Adele, how they didn't really have like a huge impact in Meredith's life. I think we'll see them through flashbacks.
Yeah.
But I think characters like Christina, Izzy, like all of them.
Yeah.
I think they're actually going to come back for the finale.
But you know what pisses me off about that? How the fuck are they going to have Izzy come back, first of all, without Alex? Second of all...
Because Alex's last episode says, or actually it does say 2020.
Well, yeah, because the last episode aired in 2020.
Huh.
But what I'm saying is, Alex left Joe to be with Izzy, apparently. Whatever, I don't want to get into that. But how are they going to have Izzy come to this hospital, like, if Meredith dies and Alex isn't? Like, you know what I mean?
I literally, it blows my mind.
And also, how are they going to have Izzy come? If they have her come, they better have her meet Joe.
Because I need her to be like, I need Joe to be like, this is my replace. Like, I want to have like a snarky like little side comment.
I want Joe to beat Izzy up.
It just,
this is
Izzy Stevens This isn't an Izzy Stevens stan club. This is
No,
not.
I really, truthfully, never liked Izzy. The only time I actually kind of liked her was when she was in the locker room and she, like, took her shirt off and was like, these boobs paid for medical school or whatever she said, you know what I'm talking about?
Mm-hmm. Oh, that scene is one of the greatest scenes in
It's
Grey's
so
history.
good. But other than that, I really didn't like her at all.
Yeah, she was very mundane. Like her only personality trait was being pretty.
Yeah. Which I guess
And it was like
it works for her character,
it does.
but it just makes me not like her character. But I think the next person that's going to come on the beach, I personally think it's Lexi, and I really hope that it is Lexi.
I really want it to be Lexi,
Mm-hmm.
but I have a feeling it's going to be Ellis.
Yeah, I also think it's going to be Ellis, but I really want it to be Lexi.
Because think about how many times Ellis has came back in
know.
like a dream state and been like Meredith.
Yeah.
So I
hope that we get Lexi, like, by the end of the season, because, you know, Chyler Lay, if that's how you pronounce her name,
think it's Kyler Lee.
Oh, Kyler Lee. I don't know. It just looks like whatever. But she finished filming Supergirl, so she has time.
Exactly. So, and now she obviously is returning to acting.
Yeah.
So, I mean, and she left on good terms, it sounds like.
I really want Lexi to be. I just want to see Lexi again so bad. I loved her so much. Her death was the saddest, in my opinion.
I just want to I want to hear like an update, you know, on Lexi and Mark. Like, obviously they're dead.
Yeah.
But like, if Derek could just be like, oh, like, you know, up here, like, you know, Mark and Lexi, they're safe, like, they're fine.
I didn't even think about Derek being with Mark and Lexi. Fuck.
Like, I don't know. I have like my perfect vision of how this season is gonna go, but Shonda and Krista Vernoff are not gonna do that for me.
No, they're not.
So,
Or, like, I don't know, like, the saddest deaths, in my opinion, were Lexi, Mark, obviously Derek, and George. So I
George's death.
want to see them again.
Oh my god, George's death keeps me up at night.
That was that was heartbreaking because the whole episode you don't know.
Mm-hmm. Like and then you finally realize, like, before it's too late, that it's George, and it's like,
and then when Meredith, like, when he traces the, like, 007 in her hand, and she just goes, "It's George!" Oh, God, fuck.
I just,
God.
heartbreaking.
It is. It truly is heartbreaking.
I just,
I can't wait for the rest of the season, honestly. Like,
I
feel so excited for
literally
this.
2 weeks for the next episode.
2 weeks?
Yes, because next week's Thanksgiving.
Fuck that stupid holiday.
I know.
God.
We're gonna get canceled. We're gonna get canceled for saying Thanksgiving is stupid, but it
Thanksgiving
is.
It's stupid. It's a fucking colonizer's day.
Exactly. That's what I was just gonna say. It's a colonizer's holiday.
I can't believe I have to wait 2 weeks to see who's on the beach. There's a lot of other stuff clearly going on this season, but I'm most invested in Meredith's.
Mm-hmm. Like, I
I
don't know. I'm starting to really like. Sorry, Jenna. What was that?
I thought this was a doctor show. What are you even talking about?
It is a
doctor show.
Why is there a beach? What?
Oh, okay. Sorry. I'm gonna cut this out. But anyway, so Meredith is a doctor at Seattle Grace Mercy West. What season am I on?
Seattle Grace Mercy West anymore, baby.
It hasn't been Seattle Grace Mercy West since season 8.
Yeah.
Woo. Anyway, she's a doctor at Grace Sloan Memorial Hospital, and she is working their COVID department. So after her shift in the first episode, she goes home, and then the other doctor, oh my god, what's his name? The Irish one.
Explaining this way too detailed. Jenna, she has COVID and she's on her deathbed and she keeps, like, passing out and seeing her dead husband on this beach.
Oh, okay.
And the beach is a metaphor for purgatory.
Yeah.
Because Derek keeps telling her, that's her husband, that she can't like she can't come to him, like she can't be with him until she stops worrying about her kids. But yeah, I'm actually starting to really like the one Irish doctor. I don't remember his name.
Oh yeah, I don't know his name either.
Like I actually like him.
I like him too. I never didn't like him. I feel like I liked him the whole time.
Yeah, I feel
He's just not a memorable character.
I like him, but I didn't like him as I don't like him as a love interest.
Oh no, I like DeLuca as Meredith's love interest.
Like, oh my god, but the scene where he's talking about his kids and how he had to raise them after his wife died,
Oh yeah.
that was so sad.
You know who I liked with Meredith, like, more than
Who?
anyone else besides Derek?
Who? You're gonna say the vet, aren't you?
No, no, no. Riggs. I liked Riggs.
Oh my god, I loved Riggs. I thought they were perfect together.
Me too, and I was really pissed off that well, I don't like Owen. I was so mad that they just made Megan come back from the dead. Like,
I know. She came back from the dead after 10 years. And
and
like, okay, I get like the whole like purpose of it because that was like their whole thing. That was Nathan and Meredith's whole thing that, if they would drop everything to be with like the one person they're meant to be with.
exactly, but why did you have to ruin their relationship? Because
Exactly. It couldn't have been like Riggs and Maggie.
no.
That's
No, I wanted Meredith and Riggs to stay together. I did not want Megan to come back from the dead. I don't care if that. Like, I think their relationship was so good because they had that whole thing.
and they understood that they weren't each other's love of their life, but they still
Exactly.
loved each other.
It's so annoying because like that was Meredith's best match besides Derek on the show.
It was, and and how much we talk about DeLuca and how much we love DeLuca.
I love DeLuca, and I think he's a good like love interest for Meredith, but I like him more as his own character.
Exactly, because he tackles so many different issues like manic depression and inheritable diseases, and so it's
I
just
just
like,
like I think DeLuca is just such a good character.
and I'm so mad they didn't get to expound more upon the human trafficking storyline last season.
I know, what the fuck? That storyline, I was like prepared for that storyline and they wrapped it up so quick.
I know, it was like, okay, welcome back. She's being trafficked, and everyone was like, okay, moving
I
on.
feel
Like,
like
no,
they
this
had a
isn't a moving
plan.
on.
They probably had a plan to extend on it more, but COVID.
Yeah, because they actually said in an interview, I'm pretty sure, that all like the flashback scenes, like pre-COVID, were filmed beforehand.
Oh, what the fuck?
Which makes me think about that whole Joe and Jackson thing.
Oh, dear God.
That they had that planned.
Why did they do that? I don't like that at all.
I
I don't like anyone with Jackson except April.
oh my god, I
And I
love
don't
it.
know why they got a divorce, or I don't know what even happened there. That was so stupid because they were clearly
It was just like
meant.
one moment we're watching it, and then the next moment it's like, okay, they're not together anymore. Like,
They
what?
were clearly meant to be with each other. They had
They
set up
were.
such a good story for Jackson and April. Like, they were in the same program at like Mercy West, and like she always had a crush on it. Like, they set it up so good, and then he interrupted her wedding. Like, I
And
don't
then
understand why they broke
she
up.
goes back to the fiance.
Oh my god, I fucking hate it.
I
Some of the
literally,
plot
I just,
lines, now that we're talking through some of the plot lines on this show, they are questionable. Like, why did these
they
things happen?
are. But like, I mean, okay, I will give them like the whole like April and Matthew thing.
No, I fucking hated that.
No, okay, because like the whole thing about like how like he lost his
Yeah,
wife
yeah,
and they
yeah.
found each other and like they rebuilt their relationship through religion.
They did wrap up April's story very well. I'll give it that. But I just don't think she should have not, like, I don't think her and Jackson should have ever broke up.
Oh yeah, they shouldn't have broken up, but I do have to admit that the way that they ended that storyline was very
Yeah,
good,
no, it was good.
which
I
is
enjoyed that.
rare,
Yeah.
but you know.
Some of the things have been so questionable on this show. Like, I think Grey's Anatomy hit its peak in my opinion, with the plane crash episode.
That season 7 through season 9, I say is like my god tier.
Yeah.
Golden era.
Those seasons are so good. I love season 1 too.
Season 1 is good. I didn't know that. I didn't like notice this. But season 1 is literally only 9 episodes.
What?
It's only 9 episodes.
I never noticed that either.
It took me to like my 4th or 5th rewatch of like season 1 for me to really actually be like, wait a minute.
Honestly, for me, after Derek died, the show started to go down a little.
It did start to go downhill.
I'm still gonna watch it, of course, but like,
yeah, I would watch 30 seasons of nothing but like Dr. Weber giving lectures, and it would be entertaining.
But season 7 to 9 were absolute peak. Like that plane crash, that is 110% their best like episode is the plane crash.
And they're like their best plot line overall.
Yeah, because just so much, and the plane crash literally extended for so many seasons. Like that is still basically a plot.
They still talk about it.
Because if you think about it, that's the reason it's Grace Sloan Memorial, because Mark and Lexi both died in the plane crash. And then the whole plot line where Derek's hand was fucked up, that went on for seasons. The whole plot line where Arizona lost her leg.
Arizona's leg.
And then they even talked about it again when Meredith was with Riggs on that plane, because she was like, yeah, my sister died in a plane crash, and like I was there, like I was in a plane crash. And then when she's on the phone with Christina in a like later season 2, Christina and her are supposed to like meet up, but Christina doesn't want to get on a plane, or Meredith goes to get on a plane and then she leaves. They extended that storyline so long because it was their best storyline they ever did.
It was so god tier. And like then you could also blame that was one of the reasons that Callie and Arizona got divorced.
Yeah.
It's simply there was nothing above it.
I can't believe that Callie dated fucking Penny.
I know. Like, where did that come from?
That plotline, absolutely. I was not expecting it. But what the fuck? The dinner party scene is probably the best scene in recent years.
It is just how it's like, just Meredith goes, perfect Penny killed my husband. Oh my god, chills.
It's so good, that dinner party scene. Like that is in like top tier Grey's Anatomy right there, because it's all just like fun and lighthearted, and like the audience knows, Meredith knows, like Penny knows, everyone's just sitting there passing it around like it's the whole hospital, and then they just start going in, and then everyone's face and the silence when she says it is so fucking good.
Here, I'm pulling it up so we can so I can like send this to Jenna so that she can like see what we're talking, because we talk about this scene.
I just watched it like 2 nights ago.
Much.
Oh my god, it's so good.
It literally, oh my
god, Amelia's reaction to it. Amelia the whole night is like sitting next to Penny like, oh, it's so good, and then she finds out that she killed her brother.
Oh my, and then speaking of scenes involving Derek and the doctors who killed him, the trial.
Oh!
The trial, man.
Oh my god.
When Meredith just goes off on him and says that, you know, the doctor who killed my husband because he didn't get him a head CT and burr holes, you know, I like remember like the speech in pieces. I just remember it being so good.
It's so good. There's a lot of great moments in Grey's Anatomy. Another scene that I think is one of the most powerful scenes ever in Grey's Anatomy, and one of the best, actually happened recently. It's right after like Jo meets her mom, and she has that woman come in who like was raped or abused or whatever, and the whole hallway is like all the women doctors.
That was, oh my god, that scene.
That was one of their best.
People called it like the best episode of all time.
Yeah, it's pretty close for me, honestly. It's really good.
Very emotionally charged.
I remember watching that. Oh my god, chills. I was crying, of course, but just like the feeling in my body was a next level.
It literally killed me.
my god, Grey's Anatomy is so good. Like, I hate when I see people on Twitter or whatever that are like, I would never watch this show, like, blah, blah, blah. Like, you don't even know anything about it. Shut the fuck up.
It's literally so good.
Like, I just hate when people
I
say
could
shit
talk
like
about
that.
it
They
for
just
hours.
want to hate on it because it's, like, popular.
Exactly.
Anyway, should we move on from Grey's Anatomy? We've been talking about it for, like,
Sure.
25 minutes.
We really have been, and I feel bad because Jenna doesn't watch it, so she's probably just sitting here like, Penny?
I know.
Dinner table?
Oh, what a silly.
I'm just like, I thought the show was about doctors.
It is
It
about
is.
doctors, but they have lives.
Okay.
Anyway,
Just here. I'm gonna blow Jenna's mind.
okay.
Oh no.
Okay, so the main character Meredith,
Mhm.
her sister Maggie, her half sister albeit, but her sister Maggie is the chief of surgery's daughter who came back after like 28 years.
What?
Yeah.
I wish you could like see me trying to figure that out.
So there's the chief. Well, okay, he hasn't been the chief of surgery since like season 5, but like
He's the
he's
chief.
the chief. Yeah, he's the chief of chiefs now. But like in my mind, he'll always be chief.
Mine too.
But yeah, the chief's daughter is the main character's sister.
Okay.
It's so confused. That whole like the story, like the family, the familial
And the
line.
chief had an affair with Meredith's mother. So his daughter is. Now I'm a little confused.
His daughter is Meredith's half sister.
Yeah. Okay, you're right.
Maggie's mom is Ellis.
Yeah. Okay. I confused myself there for a second. I was like, "What am I saying?"
Oh my god! You know what would be even more confusing to try to explain?
Hmm.
The chief's wife, current wife, her son is Maggie's ex-boyfriend.
Wow. Yeah, the family ties in this get a little incestual.
Like Maggie and Jackson are literal step siblings.
And their exes.
I'm not gonna say what I was gonna say.
Pack it up, the Fosters.
Yeah,
And it's
I was
funny
like,
too
because
it's funny too because normally people would expect like white people to do this dumb shit. The whole family's black.
Literally, the entire family is black. But this show has that brings me to another point. Grey's Anatomy has great representation.
Yeah, it really does.
Like from season 1, the most highly respected person like in the hospital was a black man.
Yeah.
And that was
right.
2005.
And then and then they also had Bailey, who's a black woman, as their supervisor, who was like really really well respected in the hospital as well.
And then they had Preston, who was like
Burke.
Like, yeah.
Yeah, they did.
So it's wild. We should probably talk about something else now
We
because
probably should.
I keep getting distracted by this TikTok comment I just saw. You know, it's a recurring theme. We got to talk about Charlie Gillespie. But I made a TikTok about Charlie Gillespie and a certain
having a dump truck.
Yes, I made a TikTok about Charlie Gillespie's dump truck. He can never find this. But someone just commented on my video saying I would just give it a love tap. A love tap. I'm like, what does that mean?
Like a kiss?
I don't know.
No, a love tap is like a light tap.
Yeah, but it was in like the star emojis, you know, a love tap on Charlie Gillespie's dump truck. He can never find this.
A love tap is a light tap. Have you never heard that expression before?
No.
It's like when you hit someone by accident, or that's not a good example. It's like when you hit someone kind of hard but kind of light, and it's like kind of a joke. You're like, oh, it was a love tap.
You know, now that I think about it, I think a light tap is also called a kiss. So technically, Jas isn't wrong.
I was gonna say, like you kiss someone's bumper.
I mean, when I hit someone's bumper, I call it a love tap because I just lightly tapped the bumper. Not that I'm hitting bumpers.
And you're not a bad driver.
I am a great driver. Okay. You want the real tea about my driving?
No, I'm scared.
I am not a good driver, not in the slightest. I failed my driver's test twice. One time I failed it because I drove on the wrong side of the road. It was on a course. It was on a course. In my defense, it was a course. There were no lines on the road on the course, and I was really nervous, and my instructor was kind of an asshole, and so I stopped at the stop sign and he said turn left, and I turned left, and I was so nervous that I just turned on to the wrong side. It you know what I mean? Yeah. And so that's a reason I'm not a good driver. Another reason is because I can't park. Another reason is because I have extreme road rage. I also turn way too fast, and I've hit some things. I also am a professional at going over the curb.
You just have extreme rage in general.
I'm just from New Jersey.
Sorry, I just got the best news of my life.
Which is?
Oh,
Pete Davidson.
Oh my god.
Is going to be in a movie with Sydney Sweeney.
That's hardly the best news. In fact, that sounds like the worst news for Sydney Sweeney.
Can we bring up the Fuggler again?
I love Sydney Sweeney, but if Pete Davidson is in this movie, no one's gonna see it.
I will be front row, but more like the middle.
So one person, take that down, box office. You got $10 in sales. 5 if it's on TV.
If I buy a popcorn. Okay, no one laughed at my joke. Okay.
I was ignoring it.
I thought it was funny.
It was not.
It was.
Was it? Because you're the only one that laughed. I can't believe that's the best news of your life.
It is the best news I have ever received. This is his second movie with an actress from Euphoria that is in that bloodline on the show Euphoria.
You're right.
He was also in a movie with Maud Apatow.
Have you seen Euphoria, Jenna?
Yes, of course.
I was just making sure. I never know what shows you watch.
After Supernatural, I'm sticking to cartoons.
I'm writing a pilot. It's not on the subject at all, but I just felt like saying it.
Oh, yeah.
I had to do it for one of my classes, but the idea that my group had is kind of good, so I'm going to develop it myself into a pilot. It was mostly my idea anyway. Let's talk about music.
Yes, I'm prepared. I have 6 thoughts to bring you guys.
Okay, go for it.
All right. Do not interrupt me. Because I'm just going to spitfire these, okay? 1. After thorough listening to many albums these past few weeks, because I have been doing nothing but listening to music, I have concluded that Virgin by Ex-Lovers is one of the greatest albums I have ever heard. 2.
I'm going to interrupt you right there. I'm going to stop you right there. Because
I said one of.
It doesn't matter if you said one of. It's simply...
one of.
No.
One of.
I like how Jas said, okay, don't interrupt me. Point 1, immediate interruption.
I was immediately interrupted.
I knew from the moment she said don't interrupt me, she was going to be saying some stupid shit. Is that the only album you listened to this whole week?
No, I've listened to a lot.
I find it hard to believe that you listen to a lot if you're saying that's one of the best.
Okay, maybe I just like it so much because I discovered it right before quarantine started and I was doing really good.
I was doing really good before quarantine started too, but you don't hear me saying that the High School Musical soundtrack is one of the best albums of all time.
But Kenny Ortega.
Yeah.
That's completely... I meant the High School Musical, the series. Go ahead, Jas, with your terrible takes.
Point 2. Roses and Violets by Alexander Jean is one of the greatest love songs of all time.
I can get behind that. Continue.
I literally said, don't interrupt.
And I'm
Anyway,
going to keep interrupting. I have a lot to say. I have a loud mouth.
We have opinions too, Jasmine.
oh my god.
Maybe just leave some talking space in between your points because you know I'm going to keep talking.
Number 3. Turning Page by Sleeping Out Last will be the song I dance to at my wedding as my first dance.
A good choice.
Number 4. I will be walking down to the aisle to 18 by One Direction at said wedding, so I am looking for a husband.
Performed live in person by Harry Styles?
Yes.
Perfect.
Because I will be rich and famous.
Yes.
We are specifically waiting for a certain someone to get with the program.
I have a save the date right next to me.
I do as well.
That is a different subject.
We are getting there. Remember, that's talking point number 7. Okay. Number 5. I truly think Casey Musgraves has the potential to become one of the greatest music artists of all time.
Okay, sure. I can agree with that. She's very good, but sure.
And finally, number 6. Machine Gun Kelly and Black Bear really popped off on my ex's best friend.
Machine Gun Kelly and Black Bear as a duo would be unstoppable. Separately, not as much.
I would argue. I would argue as I sit here in my Machine Gun Kelly shirt, underneath my Machine Gun Kelly poster, underneath my Machine Gun Kelly blanket, next to my Machine Gun Kelly
I
albums.
would strongly argue that Black Bear has a better career than Machine Gun Kelly, and they're way better as a duo.
I mean,
you can't even disagree because you know it's true.
Okay, you're getting me on that there because one of my favorite songs of all time is Easy.
Listen, Black Bear's career, just in my personal opinion, is much better than Machine Gun Kelly's. The only Machine Gun Kelly songs I have heard have been collaborations and 3 songs that you made me listen to off his album. But Black Bear, he's got bangers. Do Re Mi, Valley Girls, the whole Digital Drug Lord album, Dirty Laundry, Hot Girl Bummer, the whole album. Like, he's got some bangers.
He does have. I have a whole playlist of just Black Bear music, and they're all bangers.
As you should. Black Bear is great. And he
My
collaborated
favorite one that I
really
Oh, I was gonna say that one of my favorite Black Bear songs is Bright Pink Tims, and I don't know why, but it is one of my favorites.
I actually have not heard that song.
It's really good.
My personal favorite is probably Valley Girls. Song of my
I also really like Hell is Where I Dreamt of You and I.
I do like that song.
Or not You and I. Oh my god, what is it?
I know
You and Woke Up. Yeah, you know.
I really think that Black Bear and Machine Gun Kelly should just give it up and become a duo so they can just sing about Arzalia together. Because you know that is what most of their songs seem to be about.
It is what most of their songs seem to be about.
You know what? Fuck that girl.
Mm-hmm.
Although, you know what? I kind of want what she has because she seems to just be living in many, many famous people's heads rent free. I mean, Machine Gun Kelly, Black Bear, Luke Hemmings all have written multiple songs about her and continue to do so.
Exactly. So listen.
She may be the worst person on earth, but
I have a new life goal.
She does live in these bitches' heads rent free.
Exactly.
She also maybe dated Colby Brock from Sam and Colby.
Oh, and that's another man on your simp list.
Yeah, it is. 2 of the men she's dated are men on my simp list.
So she's really living your life you want to live.
Yeah, except she's way more of a bitch than me, which is saying something. Did you hear Miley Cyrus's new song with Dua Lipa?
No, not yet.
Oh my god, it's so good. It's called Prisoner. It's a banger. Mm-hmm. I did not watch the whole video, but apparently it's pretty good. The song is an absolute banger, though. I really think you should listen to it, and I just know Miley's album is gonna go hard.
I will I will add it to my listening list.
It's really good. I think you'll like it. It's fun. And Miley's voice is just so good. Especially in like a rock, like a more of a rock genre.
I still think, oh my god, what song was it? Was it Mother's Daughter?
I love that song.
That song was so good.
It is so good. I just listened to that today, actually.
Oh.
I love that song. I used to play it all the time, like in the car when it first came out. Oh, yeah, Shawn Mendes and Justin Bieber had a song come out together, which is quite funny to me. I would love to know how Hailey Bieber feels about her husband collaborating with her ex. Also, the song is not
that
good.
business cool.
Did you hear the song?
No.
Don't waste your time. It's not that good. I don't know. I used to really like Shawn Mendes, like back in the day, but he kind of, I don't know. I don't like him that much anymore. He kind of annoys.
It's like he very obviously makes music for white people.
Yeah. I don't know. I like this is gonna come off sounding so rude, but I don't care. Shawn Mendes, like, his biggest concern in life is clearly like that people think that he's gay, or that if he's like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, that is very clearly his only and biggest concern, is that like he wants to be seen as a man, which shut the fuck up, first of all. Like, calm down, sir. And like, I like his song Wonder. It's a good song, but there's one lyric in it that every time I hear just fucking sends me. It's like, if I cry into my hands, like, why does that make me think I'm less of a man? Like, dude, shut up. Like, suck it the fuck up, you know? Like, maybe if you weren't so concerned with this all the time, you could be as successful as Harry Styles.
Oh.
Probably not, but
Yeah, probably not.
But like, I mean, just look at how idolized Harry Styles is.
Is that like the whole world simultaneously just went to war in defense of Harry Styles?
Exactly. So like, I don't know what Shawn Mendes is so hung up on, to be honest with you. I mean, maybe it's because he was in MagCon, but I don't know, like his old songs, like some of his old songs are super good. Like his song Roses, Bad Reputation, like I like those songs, but now it's not the same. Like his last album, I guess it was self-titled, was not that good in my opinion, and all the songs sound the same.
Yeah, it's weird.
Yeah. Like, good for him. Like, go ahead, make your money, make your music, but I'm just not that big of a fan. And he's dating Camila Cabello, and that's kind of a weird relationship.
It is.
Like, I actually, when their song came out together, I Know What You Did Last Summer, that song is actually so fucking good, and I always, like, wanted them to date, and now I wish I never wanted that. Like, seeing them.
Listen, everything that I have learned about their relationship, I have learned against my will.
Yeah, same. And like, I kind of liked Camila Cabello. Like, I saw her in concert twice, like opening for Taylor Swift, and once at her own concert. And like, I think she's a good artist. I think she makes good music, and she has a great voice. But as a person,
no. And plus, she's like super problematic.
Yeah, I didn't even know that she was this problematic until recently because I didn't pay attention to her. But now that I know things, I'm like, holy shit.
It's so upsetting.
Cinderella.
Her song is so good.
What'd you say?
Yeah, she's gonna play Cinderella in a movie with John Mulaney.
Yeah, that
makes
so
no sense to me.
Lily James is a way better Cinderella. You know what? They actually just should have never made a live action Cinderella. They should have just kept it animated. The animated is a classic. And now we have not one, but two live action Cinderellas. And yet I'm still waiting on a live action Tangled.
Who would you want to play Rapunzel?
You see, I have an answer in my head. But my gut tells me it's gonna not be this person and it's gonna be someone else. I would really like for Florence Pugh to be Rapunzel. She is she has the perfect face.
She does.
But you know who I think it's gonna be?
Who?
Sabrina Carpenter. And I like Sabrina Carpenter.
The subject.
What'd you say?
I said let's change the subject.
Let's change the subject. I like Sabrina Carpenter. I do. Don't get me wrong. But I don't really want her to play Rapunzel.
I don't think she has the right energy for it.
Yeah.
Neither do I, but
But-
in my head it's like it's Disney. And she's like a young Disney actress. She's like the perfect age to play Rapunzel. And she can sing. And she's blonde. So in my head it's like they're gonna cast her as Rapunzel. You know what? I would like to see Florence Pugh and Harry Styles. I would like to see them both. I want another movie with them.
You haven't even seen the first one.
It doesn't matter.
Who do we want as Flynn Rider?
I'm thinking.
He's so hard because he has like such a
Charlie
specific
Gillespie.
energy.
I'm kidding.
Oh my god, don't ever say that again. Don't ever say that again for my sanity. You've made me lose my entire train of thought. Someone else speak.
Sorry, I'm reacting to something.
What?
I
I think
this
it's Sabrina
post.
Carpenter and Joshua Bassett. I'm kidding. I definitely don't think that at all. It just felt like an opportunity to say something. Let's have it be Rocky Lynch.
Yes.
Oh my
I
god.
agree.
I would love to see that.
Love to see that.
You know what? Let's just make Rapunzel Alex while we're at it. Don't know if she can sing, don't know if she can act, but...
She was in Criminal Minds.
Oh my god, you're right.
She's literally an actress.
Fuck, I forgot about that. That took me by surprise. I'm sitting there watching Criminal Minds, minding my business. This girl comes on the screen and I'm like, holy shit, that looks like Alex. And then
it was.
I wish you guys could have like been in the room with me and seen my face and like the emotions I went through because I didn't know she was an actress at all. I was like, is that Alex? That can't be Alex. Like she's just like this random girl.
And afterwards we were like, well, what's her job?
It was just crazy. I was so destroyed. I spent half the episode just like, holy fuck, that's Alex.
We stan Alex Ann Hopkins.
Hell yeah.
We do.
We stan the entirety of the Lynch family and others.
Let's change the subject.
Yes!
There you go. I had to scroll so deep in my favorites to find it.
That's my favorite audio.
Let's change the subject.
Oh my god, I burnt the fuck out of my finger today. It hurts so bad. I burnt it on a hot glue gun. And it was really bad because like the glue went onto my finger and I couldn't get it off and it was just searing into my skin. It hurt so bad. I was just trying to make a craft. Pictures coming tomorrow. And I really fucking hurt myself.
Ow.
Yeah. Alright, well, should we end it there?
Sure.
I mean, we've been talking for an hour.
We have been.
Well,
It's
if
fine.
you have something else you'd like to add, Jazz, you can.
No.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
You don't sound that sure. If there's something else you want to talk about, just say it.
I'm good.
Are you?
I'm good.
I really don't believe you at all.
I'm good.
Just because you change your tone of voice does not make me believe you.
I'm good.
Okay, I'm gonna end it then.
Alright.
Well, you just sound like you have something on your mind.
Tune in next week to hear how Jazz manifested the wrong white boy.
I did manifest the wrong white boy into my life. Yes. Tune in next week to hear the rest of this story.
Alright, that's all the time we have. Thank you for tuning in to our 4th episode. You can find all of us on our social medias linked below. You can find our podcast at incoming.podcast on Instagram and TikTok. And me and Jazz both have stores. Jazz's shop Silver Lining and mine is Golden Heart Shop on Etsy. You can find both the links to those in the description below. I sell t-shirts. Jazz sells earrings and stickers. Thanks for listening, and we will see you next Monday.